Hey guys, it's yours truly, Marcus with the Horror Junkies of Utah, coming at you today to talk about another book review. I do these every once in a while, these little segments, so let's just jump into this one. The book I actually just finished was a fairly quick read, and it's Shattered by Dean Koontz. And he released this in 1973, I believe, under one of his pen names, and then re-released it under his actual name. But let's just jump into this book. You know, I'm not a huge Dean Koontz reader as of yet. I've probably read maybe 3 or 4 of his books, so I'm still kind of getting a feel for this author. But this one, I mean, was good in ways and failed in ways for me. Whereas some of his other books have been really exciting, this one was hit and miss on some things, and let's talk about them. So basically we have these two characters by the name of Alex and Colin, and they're traveling across the country to get to Alex's new wife, if you want to call her the new wife, whatever, and she's in San Francisco and they're leaving from Philadelphia. And Colin is actually Courtney, who is Alex's new wife. It's her brother, and she's adopted him, and there's not much backstory to that, but all we know is it opens up and they're traveling across country because Alex has this new job that he's got, and they're going to go to San Francisco and start a new life and leave Philadelphia behind. But that's where things start to go a little weird right in the opening of the book. We have this van that starts following him, this automover van, and you got to think back, this is 1973, so technology and stuff isn't keen like it is today, but so this van's following them, and Colin is the one that notices, and he has this theory that it's the FBI, like maybe some FBI spy or something, mistaken them for some Russian spy, and is following them, and it ends up not being that. It ends up being this guy by the name of George Lurlin. I can't even pronounce the last name. Can't even really remember it. Anyways, this character is one of Courtney's ex-loves. And this is where it got interesting for me because it really brings up the concept of crazy exes and mental health and all of that, and puts it into the book. And that's what really got me in the scary scale, because it's real. I mean, people have mental health problems all the time, OCD, bipolar, all these things, and this guy is really kind of slowly going off the rocker. And we all, come on, let's all be honest, we've all had that crazy ex or something out there as well. But so he is tracking our two main characters across the states, and he plans on killing them because he believes that Courtney is telling him to do this, but it's all in his head. And I don't want to give away too much information on the plot, but that's our basic thing that's going on, is we have this killer who's not really a killer as of yet, but a mentally deranged man who is very upset over losing his last girlfriend and wants to take these two people who are almost in his way of getting her back, so to say. But you know, it's an interesting read. I really like the fact that it's out in the open and we're switching from states and scenery and everything. I like things like that. I like cross-country type horror movies like Joyride and The Hitcher, stuff where we're out in the middle of nowhere and that's someone's out to get us. So I really enjoyed that fact of the book, but I also think it comes up short in some areas. One area it comes up short is we have this detective that's on the case because our killer guy ends up murdering a officer along the way, and I'm not going to give away why he murders him or anything like that, but we'll leave it there where he murders an officer, and this case goes over to this officer, Detective Hovel, and that's where this character comes in, but then he doesn't go anywhere. The character literally is in chapters and we refer back to him, but towards the end of the story he kind of just disappears. The other thing I don't like about the story is, maybe it's just me, but when they are attacked the first time and the second time, I mean, it goes a couple times that this character attacks our two main characters. This George attacks Alex and Colin out in these different situations. They never call the cops until, they never go to the cops at least, until the very end, and then the cops don't believe them about the story. But there's a scene where they're attacked in a hotel room, and I was like, I would have called the cops. I mean, I know it's 1973, we don't have cell phones, we can't make that quick 911 call, but you're in your hotel room, you can pick up the phone and call them, but they don't. And here's the difference though, so we got Alex, who's the more mature out of the two, out of Alex and Colin, and Alex is older, but I think he's weaker than Colin. Colin's more real. I mean, he's been calling this conspiracy thing about this man following him in the van, saying, I think this is someone like serious, and you know, Alex has been like, no, it's not. But even when the situations start to arise that they realize, no, it is something serious, Alex still doesn't play the adult role. I feel like the kid is playing the adult role the whole book, and Alex is just kind of this weak individual until the very end, of course, and you'll figure out what happens. But that's another thing that just got me like, come on, you're the adult here, be the adult. And I'm not saying that's bad about that book, because it got me almost arguing with the book, like, what are you doing? Like, I'm almost arguing with the main character, like, why would you do that? Why aren't you doing what this character is telling you to do? Why aren't you listening to Colin for once? And that's another thing. I mean, sometimes we don't listen to younger kids, and maybe we should, because they have that open mind, and they're always thinking of different scenarios, but Alex kind of brushes it off till it's almost too late, and his way of thinking almost gets him killed a couple times. So that being said, I didn't really enjoy the Alex character. And we also dive into George and his mental breakdowns. That was interesting. I just thought we needed a little bit more backstory into why he got that way. It explains that he had dated this Courtney character and that he's always had this underlying medical condition going on, but it doesn't really dive into that either. And that's what this book is it's a really quick read. I mean, I think it's 280 pages with very large font, the copy I got at least. So it was literally like a couple days and I finished it, but I thought we could have had more info, and I don't know if I've gotten that from Dean Koontz yet, if he just writes books to put them out real quick or not. I haven't read enough to make that judgment. Not saying that he's a bad author at all, just from some other authors that I like more, they set the scenery and got more backstory, whereas the books I have read so far by Dean Koontz, it seems like they just go real quick. And like I said, I'm not gonna say damn Dean Koontz for doing that, because I don't know exactly the feel that this author puts off yet, because I've only read, like I said, maybe 4 of his books so far. But it's a decent read, and it has a decent story with some horrifying elements. The whole thing about the mental health thing freaks me out, especially when it's an ex coming after you and all of that, and after your loved ones, like someone you dated in years past could develop some mental illness and be obsessed with you and want to screw your whole life over. So I thought that was really interesting and intriguing in the read. I would probably say, get it on a Friday and just blow through it over the weekend, and you can finish it by Monday. It was a really quick read, and I think you guys will enjoy it. It was enjoyable for me. I just thought I wanted more substance to the book itself, and that's what I was looking for. But I mean, I picked it up and I seen it was shorter, so what am I expecting? Jesus, I don't know. Anyways, this is Dean Koontz, Shattered. Check it out. Like us on Instagram. Go subscribe to our YouTube channel and like us on Facebook. We got all this stuff going on. And if you have read this book before, tell me what you thought of it, or if you've read any Dean Koontz before. Am I prejudging Dean Koontz too much? Am I thinking, oh, he just puts books out by the millions and that's why he's such a good author, is he can just tear them out? And I'm hoping not. I'm hoping I can come across a book of his that is really full of substance and everything I haven't yet. But yeah, let me know what you think of Dean Koontz and what you thought of this book. And let me know if you got any crazy boyfriend, girlfriend stories. That would be pretty interesting too as well. Anyways, I'm Marcus with Junkies, Utah. I want you guys to have a very wonderful night. And let me know what you're reading as well. I'll get back to you. I think I'm going to start reading I Am Legend again, and we'll do that review next. So we will see you on that one probably next week. Anyways, you guys have a good one. Bye-bye.